Gertrude Fowler's solar history. Earth, human origins. LYNX operates the official off-world transport, but many pilots make illegal attempts. Pilot as a plural, interesting. Despite the dangerous Kessler Divide. So LYNX, okay, LYNX somehow is able to get through the Kessler Syndrome divide.
Hello Shipbreaker. You have one incoming transmission waiting.
Alright, let's see.
Welcome to your new home, Cutter. Has everything you need. This is officially called a ready-made long-term employee habitation something or other. But around here, we just call it your Hab. Now how's about you get yourself some rest, and we'll pick up your training in the morning. Now sleep tight there, Cutter.
I just want to point out, and I'm not complaining, but I paid like, what, $6 million for refurbishment on this Hab, and there's a handprint on the window and coffee circles on the desk.
Hello Shipbreaker. Overnight genetic backup complete.
Good to know.
Pattern deviation nominal. Have a good day.
I will do my best. Okay.
Rise and shine, Cutter. Hope you feel well rested. You ready to continue your training? Okay, let's have a look at your employee terminal. Now let's get caught up on career progression and certification. I've sent you a message with an explanation now. Go on and give it a read.
Yeah, this place is filthy. 5 messages. He said to look at certification.
Clear as mud? Don't worry. I'm here to walk you through the process, and soon enough I'm going to introduce you to some of the other shipbreakers. Most of them are willing to help you out, too. All right, let's start a new shift and pick your first ship to work on.
Okay, well first I'm going to read this. The certification system is our proprietary career progression tool for all of our shipbreakers. It provides each employee with a fulfilling and promising future as part of the LYNX family. Certification ranks range from 1 as the entry point all the way up to rank 30, which is reserved only for our most accomplished employees. It is advised to view the certification tab in your Hab terminal as a guide to gain access to more tools, upgrades, ships, and hazard levels. Proving yourself as a loyal and skilled employee will reward you with fresh new challenges in the workbay. Good luck, Shipbreaker. Okay. Should I read these? Maybe I'll read these later. Okay, so this is a certification. Oh, hello. What's... Okay. That was weird. I guess I will start my shift.
This is the catalog that shows you which ships you have access to from the shipyard. Every day, you can choose to continue working on the ship you've got, or start a fresh one. Go ahead and pick one, any one, and we'll get to work.
Alright, well, I think I am going to choose the Triton, because there's a Triton in Newfoundland. Clear salvage bay of existing ship. All remaining. Yeah, okay, so that one will be forfeit to LYNX. See, this is... So I guess the salvage belongs to me until I forfeit it. Okay, LYNX Employee Handbook about LYNX. AI is technically illegal and cannot be harvested or salvaged by LYNX employees. Technically illegal. Good to know.
Now, I know the these ships look intimidating to scrap at first, but trust me, soon enough you'll be stripping the huge Gecko-class freighters like they're nothing. Got my start salvaging back down Earthside in the droid scrapping business. You know what made me come up here? Well, one day we got a batch of this particular model in. One of them kinds with synthetic skin and everything. We almost never saw people looking ones like that. They were always too expensive to manufacture. Seems someone found a warehouse full of them, mothballed for, 20 years or so, since the AI ban took effect. Probably bought the whole lot for pennies, thinking they could turn a tidy profit with the salvage. No word of a lie. These things looked exactly like my stepbrother did. Even had the same slack-jawed expression. Now, Jed and I wasn't exactly pals or nothing. All the same, I couldn't bring myself to start smashing that dopey face. And that's when I looked into getting on with LYNX. Tell you what, it's a sight better to cut up something that doesn't look like a family relation. Anyway, I'm running on. I'll clear the channel. Holler if there's anything giving you grief up there, Cutter. Weaver out.
Wait, so Weaver, you're saying that this Mackerel does not look like a family member of yours? Alright. So there's basically nothing in this. So I'm just going to strip off the sides to begin. Normally I start in the cabin with the floor and the roof, just to strip out all of the, seats or the packages or the boxes or whatever else is around, but and I'll just take this here. But there's literally nothing in this. There's just nothing, straight nothing. Not even the airlock. When I first was playing this game, the airlock was not a separate piece, and so it was a pain in the ass to strip out, because you'd actually have to use your split saw to cut it into pieces. Alright, so this is a lot simpler. Well, I don't know if it's any simpler, but it's more elegant, for whatever, for lack of a better way to put it. Normally I do this side by side, but this is simple enough that it feels prudent to just go right for it. This is something I just noticed as I was flying around the ship, is these rust spots. How are these ships rusting? How is the metal oxidizing in space? So while game playing me continues to salvage, I guess voiceover me should explain a bit more about this playthrough and the format that I'm working towards. As I hit my stride, my intention is to insert little voiceovers like this one to talk about some relevant tangents to the gameplay. I'm an academic after all, so I'm thinking it'll be general musings about stuff that I'm knowledgeable on or stuff that I'm reading about. My aim is to be sort of entertaining and informative, although I guess we'll see how that goes. I have a running list of some topics that I want to get around to. Like you might have noticed on the onboarding video, I got a little bit hung up on the idea of the salvage rights fee, and what does that mean for the actual legal relationship between shipbreakers and the ships that they're salvaging. We can probably all identify with the looming employer, right, that talks out both sides of their mouths, but this is not like a typical waged job, right? Cutters are not at all like Walmart employees, and not at all like typical blue-collar skilled workers either. You're not paid at all for your labor time, you're paid for what you produce or what you salvage, which makes cutters basically independent producers maybe, or maybe something like subcontractors. Basically, at least from what I understand about LYNX right now, the parallels are a lot closer to a sort of workshop system that was common before the rise of factories. It also reminds me a lot about the traditional economy in Newfoundland, which is where I'm from, which was merchant capitalism. Fishermen generally owned their means of production, their boats and their nets and stuff like that, which made them nominally independent. But they weren't really independent because they were typically controlled through debt. The same merchant who bought their fish also sold them everything they couldn't produce for themselves on credit, and prices were managed usually so that most fishermen were never able to really clear their debt. And that sounds a lot like LYNX, right? From what we've seen so far at least. So that's the kind of thing that I want to talk about as I play through this. Real life precedents, maybe how LYNX is similar and different, historical and contemporary examples of the organization of labor and capital, hopeful examples for the future, maybe, musings about storytelling and games and that kind of thing. The first few videos will obviously be mostly me just trying to get up and running, like the LYNX onboarding video, the first one, and the training, so I'm not quite sure when I'll get a chance to start in earnest, but that's the plan, that's sort of what I'm heading towards.
Object accepted for processing.
That goes to the furnace. No. Alright, didn't get caught. All these for the processor?
Credits deposited.
Yeah. I think there was a piece on that could have gone to the processor, but who has time, right?
Processing valuable objects.
Okay, pull that clear. Pow. And the music. On a Mackerel it's not so bad, but this last piece here, oh, out of range, interesting. It must be right at the edge of my range. But this back piece, of course, it's quite big. And it's got to clear the rest of the frame, the internal frame. There we go. I don't know if they ever fixed, I know that when I was playing before, that this furnace can really sucks. Huh. It really pulls stuff in, so you end up losing stuff you don't intend to. Alright. This is also a favorite move of mine, is use the gloves to hold on as you're cutting. I don't know, it feels realer, higher fidelity or whatever. Okay, so this is not gonna go in one piece, is it? No.
Cutter account credited.
Okay. So I guess that means I could stop if I wanted to, but who wants to really? Is that a cut through? Yes. I think there's multiple pieces down here. Yeah. Is it not disconnected? Ah. See, that's why I shouldn't have cut into the airlock. There we go. I knew it seemed too easy. Thought, oh, big gap in the middle of the wall, just use that as part of my cut. But no, I should not have done that. Now, what do we want to do with this? I'm not quite sure I really know how to do this, and the cutter's not going to cut through this. going to briefly voice over this part too, because while I was playing, most of what I had to say was, this is a waste of time, this is such a waste of time. I guess speed is important in the game, but I don't really aim to be the fastest player as much as I want to be, you know, reasonably fast, but also tidy and rational about what I'm doing. Like pulling every dome light off the ship to put in the barge is not something that I'm going to do. But where I find opportunities to strip things down without losing too much time, I'd like to do that. Not waste too much material, you know? Hence, this time-wasting experiment before you. Just because on this training level I'm not being timed, and I don't know if I ever really figured out how to like satisfactorily strip out all of the furnaceable material from a mackerel cockpit, so this is me seeing what I can do, and I eventually just give up on it. Alright, let's call this in.
Deposit accepted.
Alright, that looks like a thorough job.
Valuable object.
No idea how long that took.
Credits rewarded.
Normal ship is what, 15 minutes? I took my time there, but there was also no, like, guts in the ship to strip out, so I guess we'll find it shortly. Wait a minute, what was not... There's a little gap on my salvage bar. Whatever. End shift. Let's see how I did. Okay, 800,000. Destroy nanocarbon, sure. Structural aluminum panel.
New certification level attained.
Yay!
License level increased.
That was my goal, right?